Where do the greatest fighters find true courage and dignity? What is the martial art that whips audiences into a frenzy all over the world? The answer: punching, kicking, defeating an opponent using the most fundamental fighting techniques. The rules are simple. Downed man loses, standing man wins. It's a thrilling fight that can end with a knockout in the blink of an eye. In this ring, everything is straightforward. Nothing is complicated. K1 can be enjoyed by men and women of any race, nationality, culture, religion, or age group. In fact, just about anybody on planet Earth. That's why K1 is a universal martial art, as well as a major sporting event. The most powerful fighters in the world participate in K1 events to prove their worth and defend their honor. K1 transcends all martial arts. Who's the greatest fighter in the world? K1 was born with the goal of establishing a unified set of rules to decide who was really the greatest fighter. The K in K1 stands for karate, kickboxing, kung fu, and other stand-up martial arts. It also stands for king. The 1, of course, means #1 stand-up martial artist. The first K1 tournament was held on the 30th of April 1993 at the Tokyo Olympic Arena before 12,000 spectators. Thanks to an 80% KO rate, network TV ratings went through the roof, and K1 immediately drew worldwide attention. K1 popularity continued to soar during the following years. Tickets nearly always sold out and were offered at a premium. Venue sizes also increased. In 1997, a K1 event was held at Japan's preeminent event space, the Tokyo Dome Baseball Stadium, which has a capacity of over 60,000. K1 popularity in Japan was here to stay. The year 2000 saw the start of K1 World Grand Prix, featuring worldwide qualifying tournaments. In 2001, K1 became a full-blown international phenomenon, with 140 martial artists fighting for survival over the course of a year. Qualifiers were held in 10 different countries. Up until this time, K1 was exclusively a heavyweight event. But in 2002, a middleweight division called the K1 World Max was established, and a successful international tournament was held. With the speedy middleweight division complementing the thrilling heavyweight class, K1 was able to offer more excitement than ever before. Successfully becoming an international phenomenon, K1 was well on its way to becoming a universal martial art. Today, sold-out events are being held in 25 countries around the world. A wide variety of fans enthusiastically follow the sport. And fights are regularly attended by celebrities from various fields. K1 TV broadcasts are also enjoyed all over the world. During 2006, K1 fights were aired in 135 countries and regions, and audience ratings were record-breaking. In Japan, a K1 broadcast recorded an instantaneous audience rating of 43%. In Switzerland, a K1 tournament in which a local hero did exceptionally well hit a remarkable audience rating of 50%. In New Zealand, K1 ratings have surpassed those of the national sport rugby. And in Korea, K1 broadcasts continue to break ratings records on cable TV. K1 fighters come from all over the world. More than 1,000 martial artists from 64 countries and regions have fought in the K1 ring. A worthy lineup for a combat sport that decides who is the #1 fighter. At the end of 2006, a long-awaited multiple weight class system was established by splitting the heavyweight class into heavy and super heavyweight divisions, making K1 more appealing than ever before. At present, K1 qualifiers are being held in various countries, with the winners participating in a championship tournament for the K1 crown. In the future, this system will be further expanded on a global scale to make the battle for the K1 championship belt tougher than ever. In line with the ever-increasing number of fans as well as participants, more regional qualifiers will be held. Winners will then participate in newly established regional championship leagues. Finally, the league champions will converge for a final championship tournament. The eventual plan is to hold the finals every 2 or 4 years in an effort to increase the value of K1 tournaments and championships. As a result of this framework, we are hoping that various countries will compete to host tournaments, take pride in being host countries to K1, and stir up enough excitement to stimulate their local economies. In another effort to increase K1 appeal, the first K1 World Cup is currently in the works. Scheduled to start in 2011, the World Cup will be fought between national teams in 5 divisions: super heavyweight, heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, and lightweight. These group battles are sure to bring a completely new dimension to combat sports. K1 also plans to improve fight quality by nurturing young fighters. Tryout tournaments will be held to discover new talent, who will then be trained to become great fighters worthy of the K1 tradition. By discovering and developing new talent, we plan to keep K1 perpetually fresh and stimulating. K1 raised martial arts to major sport status. Fans all over the world now enjoy martial arts like they do soccer or F1 racing. To them, K1 spells excitement. Therefore, to sponsor a K1 event is to draw global attention to your company. The K1 World Grand Prix event name is always displayed with sponsor logos. Strategically placed in K1 venues, these logos are not only visible to fans in attendance, but to audiences all over the world via TV broadcasts. Still in its teens, K1 remains full of possibilities. It could very well become an Olympic sport someday. Unlike conventional martial arts, K1 is imbued with a sporting spirit that guarantees continuous development and evolution. To be a K1 sponsor is to have an eye for great potential, to have a nurturing nature, and to have the desire to send a powerful message to the world. Such a philosophy is certain to improve your corporate image and establish your company as a heavyweight in the global arena.